Parabrahmane Namaha. Today I am going to discuss the topic is swim in the ocean of God's love. Let us go in detail after prayer. Namaha Krishnaya Sarvavasa Namo Namaha Namo Bhuyo Namastestu Pahilokan Janardana. We need to practice meditation because we are not used to remaining undistracted, letting go of a desire to get something and stopping our pattern of altering our mind with thoughts. About thoughts takes time. Therefore, we have got to put an effort into it. We have got to try to meditate, and we have got to make the time to practice meditation, both in a formal environment as well as in moments throughout our daily lives. The effort is about sticking with whatever you are doing in learning to meditate, realizing that as you begin to get the hang of it, you will find that meditation becomes less of an effort and more of a natural timeout that you can do whenever you want to. That's the magic of meditation. The more practice you get, the less effort there is in practicing. Whenever we swim or sail in the ocean, the beautiful blue waters of the sea surround us on all sides. Just swimming, we are surrounded by the ocean of divine love. The ocean of God's love surrounds us. It is not only around us, but within. It is to the right of us and left us, above us, below us, and in us. If we could only have the eyes to see, we would find we are perpetually swimming in the ocean of God's love. Now, what does life look like when we experience God's love all around us? First, our attention is absorbed in a state of love when we are in satsang. Satsang no longer becomes a place to which we go and sit for an hour and think about other problems or spend time criticizing others. It is a place where we can rest our very self and bask in a state of love. It is like taking a vacation to sit by the seaside and enjoy the ocean, free from the cares of the world. Satsang would be our vacation from the problems of life. During that time, we should relax and bask in the spiritual waves of love lapping against our soul, like the gentle ocean waves at the beach. The love of God is pouring out to us through the eyes of the Master. If we could open up without any thoughts to distract us, we would feel that love flows to us. Any thoughts will block out the love flowing to us from God. That hour of satsang would recharge us with love to help us stay focused on God through the rest of the day or week. Second, our attention should be absorbed in a state of love when we meditate. Meditation is not a dry core in which we go through certain steps mechanically. It is a process of sitting in silence to bask in the love within. The silence helps us receive the love that is innate in our soul. We can then witness the light and sound of God within, which is also love. The current of light and sound is God's love flowing out from God. When we see and hear the light, the sound current, we are connecting our soul with a river of love that leads us back to the ocean of all love. Meditation should be a time in which we are connected with love. We should stay open to that love without any distracting thoughts. Then, when we come out of meditation to do our worldly chores and responsibilities, that love stays with us. We then radiate our own love to others. Third, our attention should be absorbed in a state of love when we do selfless service. Selfless service should be a time of sweetness in which we are serving the Lord in love. We can serve the Lord in love whether we are helping people or taking care of those in need. If we serve with an open heart, as if serving God, then we will experience God's love flowing through us while doing the seva. If we catch ourselves having negative thoughts while doing selfless service, we should pull them back like we pull back a wayward dog trying to run when we want it to walk. In this way, we can enjoy the sweet fruits of seva by experiencing the love and light of God within. Fourth, our attention should be absorbed in a state of love as we go about our worldly life and work. We can remember God while doing our worldly tasks, experiencing love no matter what job we do. If we are doing physical work and mental work, we can stay attuned to the love within. That will help us work in a loving, cheerful manner and bringing joy to others. God's love is deep and wide. It's the greatest part of this world that so many are missing out on because of the mountains of this life and the darkness of this world. Yet it is still there, even in the darkness, it is shining like a beacon in the night, giving us direction, hope, and assurance when we have lost the way. God is love, but when we treat love as a formulaic idea to be contemplated and considered, our brain filters it as such. Love is not an ocean that you admire. It is an ocean you swim in. Life is not something we can just consider, it is something we must participate in. God is not found in abstract concepts, but rather God is found in the very act of loving another person. God is the source of all love. Love God, love the world as a vesture of God, no more, no less. Through love, you can merge in the ocean of love. Love cures pettiness, hate, and grief. Love loosens bonds. It saves man from the torment of birth and death. Love blinds all seen through the eyes of love. All beings are beautiful, all ideas are innocent. The world is one vast kin. God's love is the ocean in which we live, move, and have our being. We swim in this ocean like a little fish, so much a part of divine love that we forget that it is all around us. And yet, if only we turn a small part of our attention towards this infinite source, our entire being is illuminated with the light in radiation. What is gift? God is love. Made in God's image and likeness, we human beings are created by love and unconditional love with each other, and the happy life they live in this earth. This community, through its power of production, procreation, serves to the continue God's loving work of creation. But it is not work that God is love, and in a very particular place there is love, there is God. And that love is taking place, especially during the Gita time. God is completely. God is love, made in God's image and likeness. We human beings are created by love and for love, called to share God's unconditional love with each other and the world. Because marriage is the first and the most basic human community of love. This community, through its power of procreation, serves to continue God's loving work of creation. But it's not like that. God is love, and where there is love, there is God. That love of God reaches out to us first. God is complete sovereign. God is infinite and in wisdom. God is perfect in love. God in His love always wills what is best for us. In His wisdom, God is perfect in love. God in His love always wills what is best for us. In His wisdom, He always knows what is best, and in His sovereignty, He has the power to bring about. God waits for you to communicate with Him. You have instant, direct access to God. God loves mankind so much, and in a very special sense, Himself available to you at all times. No matter what storm you face, you need to know that God loves you. He has not at all abandoned you. Gati bharta prabhu sakshi nivasah sharanam suhrutu prabhavah pralayah sthanam nidhanam vyayam. I am the supreme goal of all living beings, and I am also the sustainer, master, witness, abode, shelter, and friend. I am in the origin and resting places of creation. I am the respiratory and eternal soul, eternal seed. Since the soul is a tiny part of God, its every relationship with us, Him. However, in bodily consciousness, we look upon the relatives of the body as our father. That range and infinity, our father, mother, beloved child, and friend. We become attached to them and repeatedly bring them to our mind, thereby getting a human bounce in a material illusion. But none of these worldly relatives can give us the proof love that can our soul years ago. Love that has asked us to bring. This is for two many reasons. Firstly, to understand this concept from another perspective, consider the analogy of an ocean and the waves that emerges from it. Two neighboring waves in the ocean flow together for some time and play mirthfully with each other, creating the impression that they have a very deep relationship between them. However, after traveling some distance, one subsides into the ocean, and shortly after, the other does the same. Did they have any relationship between themselves? No, they were both born from the ocean, and their relationship was with the ocean itself. Similarly, God is like the ocean and we are like waves who have emanated from Him. We create attachments amongst our bodily relations only to leave everyone upon the death and journey alone into another birth. The truth is that the souls are not related to each other but to God, from whom they have all emancipated. Lord Narayana alone is the mother, father, beloved, and destination of the soul. Knowing the magnitude of our eternal relationship with God, we must endeavor to each our mind to Him alone. Then the mind will be purified and we will be able to fulfill the condition of Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, or complete surrender, which is necessary for receiving God's grace. To achieve this single mindedness, we must cut all the present attachment of the material and replace them with attachment to God. Hence, the Ramayana states what? Cut all the strings and of worldly attachment are for you in mind. Generally, it is symbolic of purification of the body. Sri Krishna here explains to Arjuna that the souls have already relationship, that souls every relationship with the good alone. Vaidaivi shesha shesha vadi mama maya duratyaya mameva vagraha matyametham tarantite. Maya is the energy, Prakriti, while God is the energetic. Some people think Maya is mithya, but factually it is an energy engaged in the service of God. Lord Krishna has mentioned here that because Maya is his energy, it is difficult to overcome. If someone claims thus, they have defeated Maya, that would mean they have defeated God. No one can conquer God. Therefore, Maya is cruelly murdered. The human mind is made of Maya merely by self-effort. No yogi, jnani, ascetic, or karmi can successfully control the mind. We are in the clutches of Maya, the material energy. Although it is subservient to God, it keeps troubling us. So thought we keep moving towards cannot defeat Ammai and Naika only when we surrender completely to God. By His grace, we can cross the oceans of material existence. Now, the next question in our mind would be, if it is so easy it that most of us fail, Lord Divine Lover beholds God through every window of thought and space, and the cosmic beloved beholds the devotee through every window of his omnipresent love. Enlocked in visions of the love God and the visions of devotee, enjoy parenthoodism. After uniting his soul to God, the yogi may still maintain the rural meditation or rural relation. The liberated devotee and God has the object of adoration. This stanza of the Gita definitely points out that the illuminated yogi does not lose the fundamentality. Yogi does not lose individuality of his soul. Instead, the friend is being extended into the being of the spirit. An ordinary person perceives himself as a serpent from God. The animal 707 feels his soul as a wave that in case of commitment. But the completely liberated yogi beholds his soul wave as a manifestation. Such as yogi never say, I am God. For he knows God can exist without his soul. But man can't. But if we want bend like Lord Krishna, God has become myself. The soul of all the emancipated yogi can remain merged if he wishes. The absolute as his attitudes. God created individuality may remain or happen, reappear in the physical body in which he was liberated. In order to worship God in any personal concept or in any desired materialized form or as all pervading infinite. This stanza stresses the state of duality that text the state between the devotee and God. The liberated devotee can watch God through every open niche at space, as the spirit can look at him through every pore of the sky. Such a liberated yogi never loses sight of God, nor does God ever lose sight of him. The true lover is God. We are all his beloveds, mistakenly seeking love, impermanent human beings. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanahamauvyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshwakave bravit. Lord Krishna said that before explaining the yoga system, Bhakti Yoga system to Arjuna, it was explained to the sun god Vivaswan. And sun god explained the same system to Arjuna. It was explained the same system to his son Ikshvaku. The cycling going on in Ikshvaku race. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Krishna said that this system of knowledge is coming down by disciplic succession. Sakale neha mahata yoga nashtaha param tapa. My dear Arjuna, although it was coming down by disciplic succession from spiritual master to the disciple or from the father to the son, but in course of time it is not now lost. Devotee means servant, not paid servant, but servant by affectionate. Just like these boys, European boys, American boys, and some of the Philippine boys, they are all trying to serve me, but they are not paid servants. They are servants by affection. Just like father and mother becomes the servant of the sons. The son, the small child passing stool, and the mother cleansing. That does not mean the mother has become sweeper. The mother is mother, but out of affection she is giving service. Similarly, when we give service to the Lord in affection, in love, then God reveals. Similarly, within the atom, God has God form, and as this whole universe has God form, that God has also God form. When there is a statement in the Vedic language that God has no form, it does not mean God has no form, but He has form which you cannot imagine. That is called formless. Actually, God is not formless, but what is that form you cannot imagine, because He is greater than the greatest, smaller than the smallest. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. So you can imagine great the great, this universe, the sky, millions and millions of miles spreading. The scientists say that to go the topmost planet of this universe, it will take 40,000 of years in the light year speed. But you can see there are so many planets, just like you are trying to go to the moon planet. Similarly, there are other planets, but you cannot go. It is so big, beyond your reach. This is one universe, but there are innumerable universes. So, similarly, there are innumerable universes, and all these universes together is within God. So, the conception of God cannot be attained by our mental speculation. It is not possible. Shri Kantai Kalyana Nidhe Nidhedram Sri Venkata Nivasaya Mangalam Mangala Sasana Prayamadaacharya Purogamai Sarvesha Purvairacharya Satkrudayastu Mangalam.